How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another video from the 2023 New York Auto Show, and today we're going to be just doing a quick little walk around of the Volkswagen section. Now you could probably tell just from behind me, their section's honestly not that big. It's one of these smaller ones of the show here. However, the past, every time I've been here the past couple days or so, I've always seen a crowd gather at this section. Now I know why it's like that, and I'm pretty sure it's because the Volkswagen ID4 bus over there. So I already did a video on that last year. It was already here last year at the 2022 New York Auto Show, so I'm not really going to be talking about that a lot today. But today we're just going to kind of go through a quick little walk around of the Volkswagen section. Before we get into it, definitely be sure to leave a like, subscribe. All that stuff's absolutely free. Only takes you guys a second and helps me out a ton. But right in front of me we have a new Volkswagen ID4. Now this essentially is basically what the ID4 Buzz is going to be. The drivetrain is exactly the same, and they actually have one with the drivetrain out. And this is essentially what Volkswagen is doing, kind of doing the same thing that Kia is, where they're kind of stripping down and they're becoming a lot more efficient, and they're using just a couple electric drivetrains and kind of reusing them in some of their models. But this is the Pro S trim, so I'm assuming that that just means kind of better interior, some more creature comforts inside. But I do actually really like the Volkswagen kind of interior design. I love the two separated screens right here. You kind of have your screen right here, which probably has your speedo, I guess not a tack if it's electric, but it would have your odometer and stuff. And then over here you have the main infotainment screen. So that is a really cool design feature. Again, some of these electric vehicles, although I do kind of like to rip on a little bit because I don't really like some of the EVs that much, some of them have really cool design features. And even just this front fascia of the ID4 I think is really neat. And also this one does have a little camera up there. I'm assuming that gets engaged when you're coming too close to something or you're trying to park. That probably comes really good, really in handy or whatever. The 2024 Atlas Crossport right behind me, I think this is a higher trim and has the little R badge right there in the grille. But the color on this is actually really neat. It's almost it looks like something that I've seen on an older Volkswagen. It looks like something that's been in Volkswagen's, I guess, color palette for a while now. And then here we basically have a stripped down, or not really stripped down, but an ID4, Volkswagen ID4 that we just saw over there. Essentially the same exact thing, except this is the drivetrain underneath it. You have the two electric motors, one in the front, one in the rear. You have the suspension setup, and then all the batteries just laid down evenly so that the weight evenly gets distributed through the SUV. And then up here, we basically just have the shell of the body, no real interior. So that is, I'm assuming that is why Volkswagen is kind of moving to that platform, and that's why Kia is moving to that platform too, because Kia with the EV6, the EV9, it's almost like they're kind of stripping down a lot of their different choices, but they're still having different models there available. So the main, I guess, consumer base has an option between different designs, but essentially you're getting the exact same drivetrain. So I think it's kind of neat. I definitely think it's a good strategy on a business standpoint, because it's definitely going to save Volkswagen money. Over here we have a Battleship Gray ID4, again essentially the same thing as the red one. And then we're going to go just touch on it briefly, the ID4 Buzz right behind me. I honestly really love it. I love the design of a new generation Volkswagen bus. Here in the States, I know they've been making buses, I think still in some countries, that are kind of the same as the ones that we got back in the 90s or the 80s, but we haven't had new Volkswagen buses in a very long time. So here domestically, we should be getting this ID4 Buzz in around, I think, 2024 or for the 2025 model year, if I remember correctly. But I do know that it is going to be on sale in Europe, I believe at the end of this year, or towards the end of this year. So that is pretty neat, but again, Europe is going to get it before us. but it's going to be really cool to see one of these things on the road. Again, they don't have a lot of power. Even though they're electric, they're not really going to, I guess, accelerate really quick. But it's just cool. It's a bus. I mean, who doesn't like the Volkswagen buses? I know I drove one that was, I think, from the 70s, if I remember correctly. I got to reach back out to the owner and ask him what year it was, but I did drive a bus before, and it was just such a cool experience, just cruising around in that thing. And I don't know, that's just my opinion. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I am definitely really excited to see that new ID4 kind of buzz on the road. Again, even though I don't really like that Volkswagen is kind of narrowing down their options, but going over here, they still do have the GTI, they have the Golfs. They, I think, are still making the Golf Rs as well. But right here, another kind of like little driving sim setup, mainly for kids for the most part, but it's like a GTI driving experience, which I think is pretty neat. Obviously, a lot of people like the Golfs, a lot of people like the GTIs. And speaking of them, there's one right here, kind of on display. They have a roof rack on it with a bicycle, which I think is kind of funny. And then over here, actually, I think this is brand new. I believe, yeah, this is the new Arteon. Maybe I'm mispronouncing that, I don't know, but this is the new Volkswagen Arteon, I believe. And this is actually, again, I think that's a really good design. Over here, I believe, yeah, this is a new Jetta, and then I think a Atlas right there. I could be wrong. Actually, let me double check myself right now. Actually, I think I am wrong. Yeah, it's the Volkswagen Taos. It's not the Atlas, my bad. But yeah, not a lot of stuff in this section, but I still wanted to cover it. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your new favorite of Volkswagen is. I know a lot of you guys are probably gonna say the ID4 Buzz, or, you know, think that, and I'm probably in the same boat, but I do really like this new Jetta. Honestly, the rear of it is really nice design, and again, that other car right there, I think that also does have a really cool like new modern design as well. But again, let me know your thoughts and opinions while you're down there. Definitely be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff does help me out a ton. And if you want to see more videos from this New York Auto Show, definitely be sure to stay tuned, because I'm going to be posting a lot on my channel. But thank you guys so much for your time. Thanks for sticking to the end of today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed today's video, click on either of these links right here to watch a similar video from this channel, or click on the little circle link right there to actually subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. I do appreciate all the support, but thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.